Redo You, the podcast that teaches you tools and strategies so you can build the confidence to rediscover and reinvent yourself. With me, Emma Hull, your favorite life coach. Each week, I'll introduce a concept that you can implement right away so you can live your most authentic life. Let's get started. Hello, beautiful goddess. Welcome back to the Redo You podcast. Thank you for joining me. And I don't know about you, but recently it feels like there is just a lot going on, and I find myself feeling on pretty high alert a lot of the time. And that's being in the state of your sympathetic nervous system being activated. Our central nervous system is made up of the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system. You've probably heard about fight and flight and rest and digest. So the sympathetic nervous system is when we're in that fight or flight, when we've been watching the news and getting triggered by all the things going on in the world, or perhaps our lovely neighbors have their grandchildren visiting for a whole week and you get to listen to the little darlings running around upstairs. You might find yourself a little bit more agitated than normal. And absolutely, it is normal. As humans, we need to experience the different states of activation. And too much stress, too much activation of that sympathetic nervous system does have a detrimental effect on your ability to focus, your ability to sleep. It can start having long-term health effects as well. And what I'd like to talk about today is some quick, easy ways that you can do little resets. Like all your digital things have that reset button, right? Or you do a reboot. These are some quick, easy reboots for your central nervous system so that you can take a moment to reset, regulate, and help stay at a more neutral place than if you're finding yourself at an elevated, reactive, stressed out state. And these are some of the tools that my clients find really effective. There are so many different tools out there, but I'm going to share with you today some of the ones that my life coaching clients find most effective and that I teach them. And the first one is box breathing. You always hear me talking about breath work because we all have breath available to us all the time for free. Box breathing is a breathwork or pranayama practice which slows down our breathing, and then it helps it actually activates that parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest one. And I'll talk you through it here. So take an inhale to the count of 4. And as you're doing so, imagine looking up the side of a box, or maybe you look up the side of your screen. Hold your breath, and then for that count of 4, we're going to go across the top of the screen. And then exhale to the count of 4, going down the screen. Hold your breath to the count of 4 along the bottom. Inhale up the side to the count of 4. Hold to the count of 4 across the top. Exhale to the count of 4 across the bottom, down to the bottom. Hold to the count of 4 along the bottom. And then allow yourself to return to your natural breathing. If you do just a few rounds of that box breathing, or sometimes called square breathing as well, super, super helpful way to regulate your nervous system. Another really effective thing that you can do is to take a moment to notice 5 things that you can see. So look around the room and find 5 things that you can see and just list them off to yourself, maybe counting them on your fingers. Then identify 4 things that you can touch. So that might be whatever you're sitting on. Maybe you reach out and touch things. And working our way through the senses here. Then you find 3 things that you can hear. And that might be the grandchildren. Working through any 3 things that you can hear, not attaching a story to them. 2 things that you can smell, and 1 thing that you can taste. Just bringing yourself out of your stress state and connecting to your body really helps you to regulate there. And then finally, the butterfly hug. This is one of my favorites. You simply take your arms, cross them across your shoulders, and give yourself a little hug, alternately stroking each shoulder. And there's something about these activities where we cross the body that really taps into the vagus nerve, which is scientifically proven to be one of the fastest ways to activate that parasympathetic nervous system and to bring you back down to regulation. Enjoy using these tools. Remember, just taking 60 seconds here and there throughout the day to help bring your central nervous system down to a more regulated state is going to help you to stay focused. It's going to help you sleep better and have better health in the long term. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you next week. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Redo podcast. Remember to subscribe, rate, and review, and tell a friend, because together we rise even higher. See you next Friday.